Sam Dudley here, also known as Sweet Tooth Time, and this is the first installment of a new series of videos I want to call the First Impression Monologues. These are going to be like replacing the honest reviews that I did for season 4 for two reasons. One is obviously because like once we get to the actual review, I think that will be done better and explain his magic both for noting and for comedic effect. And the second reason is like when you watch these new episodes for the first time, you're really just going over the things that kind of spark you in the moment, and that's what I try to get and go with this series. And I certainly think that this two-parter right here for season 5 is no exception. Though we should probably point out the opening titles for this season first, though. Only alteration you're gonna get is the friendship castle in the background near the end, so no complaints there. And before we actually get to the actual episode itself, there's two notes in terms of the credits that I need to go over first. The first one is the actual title of the episode itself. When I first heard of this episode, I'm sure a lot of other people, well, it was going to be called Cutie Markless, which obviously would fit into what was going to happen in the episode. And then when I looked up the episode earlier on, just to get my research on, it's called the Cutie Map now? Okay, yeah, the Cutie Map is what led them to this new adventure in the first place, and maybe a few subtle mentions here and there, like how it seems like it's going to go down with like how the ponies, the main 6, are going to get called out for various parts of Equestria, but it really had nothing to do with the episode in general. But hey, you can either pick your literal term that's gonna be prominent in future episodes, or you can have your cute little pun, whichever works for you, I guess. But the Cutie Map it is. And the second thing, the story is by Megan McCarthy, but she didn't write the screenplay? What? Is this marking a new era for Friendship is Magic or writing in general? I mean, this hasn't happened since a Canterlot wedding. At least I don't think. So what's going on there, Hasbro? Now, in terms of the Cutie Map Part 1, sadly in my eyes it went through as particularly as I thought it would be. Now, don't get me wrong, the episode was real interesting enough. It had cute gags and the whole thing about this new village and what it contains, especially by its lead pony, is interesting enough, and how it gets all around that. Really, I'm talking about of all the spoilers you've seen in trailers and all the synopsises you would see in like online or on TV or whatever. I'm gonna try and avoid spoilers as much as I can, but if you've seen the episode, you'll probably know what I mean. But yeah, not much else to say. Like, if you've seen the end of those episodes, especially for this first one, you know it's gonna happen, and you think to your mind like, well, it's not gonna be a permanent thing though. It's gonna get sorted by the end of this two-parter anyway. So no point like crying over spilt milk. But don't worry though, the second part gets a little bit more interesting, at least in this standpoint. Things get like a little more interesting, maybe a little complex, and certainly maybe even a little bit more shocking. I must admit, like there was like 1 or 2 points in the second part of the Cutie Map where it's like, I didn't know that was gonna happen. Wow, that kind of surprised me. So you know what? Kudos for you for that. If you managed to guess me wrong on Friendship is Magic, then clearly it's deserved. It's for the fifth season. And while I'm on the subject of like what I've seen in trailers and such, and what we've all seen in trailers, the whole equality thing that they've got promoting for these episodes, well, they're not insulting by any means, but at least it's not as insulting as it could have done. But it went, sadly, again, predictably, as I thought it would. It goes through the whole cult thing, you know, like the religious symbolisms, like everyone is abiding to to each other all nicely, and that maybe not like a higher power is involved, but certainly this new pony, Starlight Glimmer, is treating her off like this kind of messiah. Like she possesses this staff that can take away any pony's cutie marks, and to me that's if they're saying she's their messiah or whatever pony equivalent to that, then it's freaking symbolism to religion. But it's not overblown in your face, but it's the direction I kind of figured they would go, and sadly I did kind of notice that. And speaking of the villain, I'm sorry to say, guys, it's first impressions, don't worry, but for now, she disappointed me, really. I mean, early on, like for the most part, she went through exactly as I thought she was gonna go. Like, she would have this smile, she would be the leader of this village, of this quote-unquote cult, and she'll have a secret that no one else knows about, that she might be more than she seems. But who else can see before that? But there is a plot twist in the middle of the second part of her true nature, and even before the episode aired, even when I saw the trailers, I thought the direction that they were going to go, this character would be like, she's really sadistic, she's really conniving. When she shows her true nature, that's when she's like, okay, no more prisoners, this is my plan, and you're all gonna abide to me. That's what I thought they were gonna do. Sadly, what we got was the complete opposite of that. Like, Starlight Glimmer suddenly turns from being all I'm evil, into really something else that completely takes away. If you were afraid of this character before, then you certainly won't be after this. To me, she seems more whiny and not as head-on. Like, she believes, not to go into too much spoilers, but she says in the most whiniest tone ever, she believes she created harmony. Now, if she said that in the approach that I thought they were going to go through, then yes, awesome. But unfortunately, that's not the case. Who knows if this will change in the future? I mean, her coming back into the show this season, maybe, is guaranteed. She will be back, but hopefully her character will be better. She'll have a better character once she's get her stuff together and more evil. This is the first time we've seen like a traditional pony character in a two-parter, no less, who is a villain. And I hate to see her potentialness get squandered away for her creating harmony. And even then, I don't think we even know the actual full reason. She's obviously not doing this whole thing, this whole Cutie Mark thing for these ponies. She's up to something else, and I'm hoping there's at least one or two more episodes to explain that, but for now, I'm feeling completely dissatisfied. Okay, moving away from what I'm complaining about in the episode, because it's not a bad one, and there are a few things that I genuinely liked. Like, even though this is a team-based episode, you get your main six, except for Spike, because he's apparently watching Hoofball with Big Mac. Ha ha ha, that's cute. But really the main focus out of the six are two characters. Obviously it's Twilight Sparkle, because she wants to get this village sorted out. Like, she wants to help out these ponies get their cutie marks, but in her own way. As a princess, and not just as a princess, because I guess she doesn't want to like let her royalty get ahead of her true self. So she's leading the way to make sure that everything gets sorted out. But the other focus is Fluttershy. Even from the beginning in this two-parter, she really seems to like how this village is like so happy, and every pony is getting along. And as the whole story progresses, and what we discover, the true nature behind the villain and what's going down, she has to like go against her beliefs to like save them, even if it means lying, which of course Fluttershy wouldn't do that. And to me, this is like a nice little combo that I would love to see an episode or two more of, the Twilight and Fluttershy combo. All those other combos were like Applejack and Rarity, Rainbow Dash and Pinkie Pie. That's all well and good, but it's like I want to see more of Twilight Sparkle and Fluttershy, have an episode between them getting to know each other from character development. It's more of a selfish side for me, but out of the main six, those are my two favorite characters by far, and maybe the season will deliver that as it goes on, but again, we'll have to see. And something else that some people may have not noticed in the actual episode, you ever notice, like, it doesn't have a name? Like, I don't think it was ever uttered in the actual episode. It's always been referred to as our town or this village or anything like that. And I kind of like that direction. Really, throughout the events of the episodes, it really has no identity. It's being controlled by this pony who's trying to create harmony in her own way, and that's not creating identity for individuals, in a sense. So, and now that we're all past that, who knows if they'll, well, I say who knows, but this may outdate the episode anyway when I mention this, but like there's a poll going down online where viewers have the chance to like name the actual town itself for a future episode, because it's obviously going to come back now. But for me, that's kind of taken away of this mystery. At least that does for me. I know there's other people are going to be like, no, it's going to have this identity. We're going to call it Strohoof or whatever so many options are. But I don't know. At least for this episode on its own, I thought it was kind of interesting how the town just didn't have a name. And now it has the chance to create its own identity. But that's going to be for another time, obviously. So the Cutie Map is definitely a decent opener for this season. Definitely filling into this whole Cutie Mark magic thing that the promoters have got going down. And in my opinion, it's certainly a bit more memorable than the season 4 opener, Princess Twilight Sparkle, but maybe it's because I haven't seen that since that episode first aired. But again, it's even with the flaws I see in it now, it still has good in it. It's still the same characters, and like it's going in a little bit of a different direction, as it were. But definitely, I'm gonna watch the whole season just because like I want to know more. I want to spend time with these characters and get to know new ones. So you're definitely gonna be seeing more of these. First impression monologues, don't you worry. The thing is though, what I'm planning to do is like, I'm probably gonna do a couple of episodes for a video after this one. So like, the next 3 episodes you're probably gonna see like in a couple of weeks. I hope that's not gonna upset any of you. I know it's probably gonna date what I have to say in general. I know people will probably have their first impressions like the day the episode is released. But at least, in a way, I can get my thoughts together on the first impressions of future episodes and hopefully share them up with anyone else who's like gathered up their thoughts or whatever. Obviously, whatever you thought of this season opener, comment in. Obviously, I would love to hear what you guys have to think, and I'm obviously gonna take to like online forums and see what other people, because like I'm curious to know how this actual episode went down. So this closes out the first episode of the First Impression Monologues. I hope you guys enjoyed me rambling about the Cutie Markless, Cutie Map, whatever you want to call it. Probably on this side I'm going to put down an annotation for like the next episode whenever it comes available. And then on this side, you can catch a random episode I've done of Explaining As Magic, probably the latest one, or I can even put up the playlist. That's what I'll do. Yeah, you better get down on that, me. But yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you guys enjoyed the Cutie Map episodes in general. And until the episode's over, I'm just gonna stare at you awkwardly the rest of the time. Hey, what are you drinking there? Is that a nice soft drink you're chugging down? I would love a soft drink right about now. I'll probably have one after this recording's over. Your eyes are looking defined today.